ever sat alone at your desk after a leadership meeting and thought, is what I do about to become obsolete? Maybe a colleague forwarded you an article about AI doing performance reviews, or your company just rolled out a new learning platform with AI-powered insights. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a quiet fear crept in. Not loud panic, just a soft, persistent whisper. Where do I fit in this future? I've heard this from coaches in Australia, trainers in Brazil, educators in Germany. It's one of the most human fears of our moment. Welcome to Book Takeaways for Professional Growth. I am Sophia. Every single week, our team is pulling the most valuable, most actionable, most game-changing insights from the world's best books on decision-making, leadership, focus, and performance. Not summaries, not cliff notes, real takeaways you can use today. Today's episode is about a book that answers that fear directly, and honestly, it changed how I think about my own work. The book is Prediction Machines: The Simple Economics of Artificial Intelligence by Ajay Agrawal, Joshua Gans, and Avi Goldfarb. Here's what they argue. AI doesn't make you irrelevant. It makes the best parts of you more valuable than ever. Let me show you exactly how. 3 insights, 3 actions. Let's go. Segment 1. The Judgment Crisis. The moment you've probably already lived. Let me paint you a scene. Your company's new AI system flags a learner. It says, this employee has a 74% probability of disengaging from the program. You look at the number, and then you look at the person. Someone you've coached for 6 months. Someone who just moved cities for this job. Someone whose partner is in the hospital right now. The AI doesn't know any of that. So here's the real question. What do you do with 74%? This is happening right now in organizations everywhere. AI is getting very good at prediction. Who might leave, who might fail, who might succeed. But predictions without wisdom are just numbers on a screen. And most leaders, even experienced ones, have never been taught how to make these calls. That's what the authors call the judgment crisis. The takeaway, what the book teaches. Agrawal, Gans, and Goldfarb break every decision into 3 parts. First, prediction. What will happen? This is what AI does, faster and cheaper than ever. Second, judgment. Is this good or bad? What does it mean for this person, this team, this moment? This is what you do. Third, action. What do we actually do next? This is where both come together. Their key insight. When prediction becomes cheap, judgment becomes priceless. Think about what that means for you. Every time AI speeds up a prediction, flagging a struggling learner, identifying a talent risk, scoring a test, it's not replacing your role. It's handing you more responsibility for the part that matters most, your ability to read a room, to sense what a person actually needs, to weigh ethics, fairness, potential. That judgment is not something any algorithm can replicate. And according to this book, its economic value is about to go up significantly. Action. What you can do this week. Step 1. In your next coaching session or team meeting, ask one question out loud. If an AI gave us a prediction about this person right now, their risk of leaving, their readiness for promotion, how would we use it? What judgment would we make together? That question repositions you from information receiver to judgment leader. Step 2, write down, where does judgment happen in your organization? Who makes it? What would it look like to develop that skill intentionally? That's your professional growth edge right now. Segment 2, Data Literacy and Context. The story the data didn't tell. A few years ago, a major company used an AI hiring tool to screen candidates. The tool had been trained on years of successful hiring data. The problem? Almost all of that historical data came from one country, one culture, one type of professional background. The AI wasn't biased because it was badly designed. It was biased because it had learned from a biased past. It confidently predicted best fit candidates while quietly filtering out people who could have been brilliant in that role from different backgrounds with different paths. No one in the process asked, where did this data come from? Whose experience is missing from this model? That's not an AI failure. That's a human failure to provide context. And it's a failure that you, as a trainer, coach, or educator, are perfectly positioned to fix. The takeaway: what the book teaches. The authors explain that AI predictions draw on 3 types of data. 1. Training data, historical examples. 2. Input data, current information. And 3. Feedback data, real-world results used to improve the model over time. Here's what none of those capture: the learner who is struggling because she's working 2 jobs to support her family. The high performer who is quietly burning out because his manager never checks in. The quiet team member who has the best ideas but never speaks up in group settings. That's contextual knowledge, and it lives in your head, not in any data set. When you combine your context with AI predictions, you don't just make better decisions, you make the AI smarter. You become part of the system's quality control. Action: what you can do this week. Step 1. The next time you see an AI prediction about a learner or team member, practice asking 5 questions. Where did this data come from? Who is included? Who might be missing? What life circumstances does this not see? What would change the outcome, and do I know about any of those things? Step 2. Share what you know. Go to the people who run your AI tools and say, I work with these learners every day. Here's context the model doesn't have. That conversation puts you in a role no algorithm can fill. You're not fighting the AI, you're teaching it to be better. Segment 3. Redesigning Your Role. The opportunity hidden inside automation. Let's be honest about something. When AI starts doing parts of our work faster and cheaper, the natural human reaction is to feel relieved and then quietly threatened. Great, it screened the applications. But wait, did it just screen me out of a job too? The book has a different perspective, one that I find genuinely exciting. The authors say, when one thing becomes cheap, the things that work with it become more valuable. They call these complements. Here's a simple example. When GPS became common, it didn't eliminate the need for drivers, but it changed what great driving looked like. Suddenly, local knowledge, safe judgment in unexpected situations, and customer service became the competitive edge. The routine navigation got cheaper. The human skills got more valuable. The same is true in learning and development. When I can flag a struggling learner in seconds, the question isn't, am I still needed? The question is, what do I do now that I have this information faster that I couldn't do before? The takeaway: what the book teaches. According to the authors, the skills that become most valuable as prediction gets cheaper are exactly the skills that coaches, trainers, and educators have spent years developing. Data literacy, understanding what predictions mean, where they come from, and where they go wrong. Domain expertise, the ability to apply judgment in real context, not just read a score. Change management, helping people adapt when their workflows, roles, and tools change overnight. Personalized support. As routine predictions speed up, humans focus on harder cases, the ones that need a real conversation, not an automated nudge. your ability to sit with someone in a difficult moment, to believe in their potential when the data says otherwise, to guide them through a career transition, that is not a soft skill. That is a strategic capability, and it's worth more now than it was 5 years ago. Action: what you can do this week. Step 1. List the places in your organization where AI is speeding up a prediction: hiring, assessment, course routing, performance tracking. Pick one. Step 2. Ask, what could I add here now that the routine work is faster? Maybe it's personalized feedback instead of automated messages. Maybe it's coaching for people flagged as at risk. Maybe it's teaching your team how to use AI outputs, not just consume them. That redesign, where you add human value on top of machine prediction, is your new role, and nobody can automate it away. Segment 4, Closing. Let's come back to that fear, the quiet whisper. Where do I fit in this future? Our featured book, Prediction Machines, gives you a clear answer. AI is becoming the world's best predictor, and precisely because of that, the world needs better judgment, better context, and better humans to act on what the predictions reveal. That's you. 3 things to take away. 1. When AI predicts, you judge. Build that skill intentionally in yourself and your teams. 2. Your contextual knowledge is data. Share it. It makes AI smarter and makes you indispensable. 3. Don't just adapt to AI, redesign around it. Ask what you can now do for learners, for teams, for your organization that wasn't possible before. The question is not, will AI replace me? The question is, will I step into the role that AI can never fill? I think you will. That's why you're here. Thanks for listening to Book Takeaways for Professional Growth. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a colleague in coaching, teaching, training, or HR, someone who needs to hear this today. And if you want to go deeper, pick up Prediction Machines by Agrawal, Gans, and Goldfarb. I'm Sophia. See you next time.